Hi there BookTube, it's Eleanor here, and today is day 12, the final day of my Bookish Advent Calendar. So let's see what's in the M&S day 12 today. Oh, here's my special guest. Oh. What's in it today, Matilda? Ooh. Oh, it's a mini powder brush, which is good. It's always good to have a brush. This is a mini powder brush, soft touch for sensitive skin, professional quality and cruelty free. And let's see what is the final book. Are you going to help me?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
You always wanted that brush, Andy.
This is The Snow Child by Eowyn Ivey. Now, full disclosure, I have a little bit of a confession with this one. I had a feeling that this is the last book because obviously I did put the books together myself, and I have been listening to this one on audiobook for a couple of days because I had the Audible book. So I am going to continue listening to the audio of this today. I'm going to finish my other books. I finished The World According to Anna last night, so I'm going to be reading The Boy, I think it's The Boy Who Saved Christmas, or The Boy Who Was Christmas, today, and this, and I'm hoping that I will complete my challenge of 12 books in 12 days, but I'll watch out for the next clip to find out. Hi everyone, so it's the end of day 12 and I finished the books. So I have completed 12 books in 12 days, and it's been hard, and I haven't read a book a day. Some days I've read half a book, some days I've read 2 and a bit books. It's just, but it's been a really interesting journey. So I've now got 3 books to wrap up with you, the final 3 books that I haven't talked about. So the first one is Justine Gardner's The World According to Anna. And unfortunately, this was a complete miss for me. I ended up giving it 1 star. I found it boring, and it didn't really have a storyline, and it had potential, but it didn't fulfill that potential. It just felt like it was a book that was being used to talk about climate change without, it was just a load of facts about climate change. I feel like the author really was interested in writing a non-fiction book, and oh, it was such a shame because the front cover is really pretty and it made me think all Christmassy, and it just wasn't, so this was a dud. Next up was the final book that I actually picked, but I had been listening to it for a day on audiobook because I knew it was in there somewhere and I'd wanted to listen to the audiobook, and I was listening to it while I was running, so I had started cheekily a little bit, but I finished it today, and that is The Snow Child by Eowyn Ivey. So I listened to this, as I say, on audiobook, and it was read by Deborah Monk. This is a retelling of a Russian fairy tale, which is about a couple who build a girl out of snow and she comes to life. I really enjoyed Deborah Monk's narration in this. I thought she captured that feeling of desolation and how every day must have been the same, as it's set in Alaska. It's very bleak. Life is hard for the people who live there and work there. In the story we have Mabel and Jack. They are a couple. They're in their late 50s, I think, or early 50s. They have been trying to have a child for 20 years and haven't been able to, and they've made this move to Alaska away from family and friends in order to start a new life together. One night it snows and they go out and they frivolously build a snow girl and dress her with clothes that they had procured or made for future child that didn't happen. And the next morning they wake up and the clothes are gone, the snow girl has melted, and there are tracks in the snow, human tracks, walking away from this melted pile of snow. And so the story starts. This book was wonderfully written, it was magical in feeling, it was a really beautiful story full of a wide range of emotions, and I really enjoyed getting to know these characters, and it really felt very, very cold and wintry, and I definitely read it at the right time of year. So I really enjoyed this and I gave it 4 stars. And then the final book that I have just finished is A Boy Called Christmas by Matt Haig. Now, this was a book I picked up on a little bit of a whim because I saw it when I was looking for Christmassy books and just thought that it looked quite fun, it looked quite comical, it's got pictures in it, it's aimed at sort of a younger child audience, and I thought it would just be a fun read, and it really was. It's about a boy called Niklaus, and he comes from an extremely poor family. It's him and his dad, and they're really struggling. And one day his dad leaves with a group of other huntsmen on an expedition to go and find Elfhelm, which is where the elves live, to prove that they exist, because if they can do this for the king, then they will be given a lot of money, and his dad believes that this will make all their problems come right again. And so he leaves Niklaus with his horrible aunt and goes on this journey, and we then follow what happens to Niklaus. And yeah, it was brilliant. It was heartwarming, it was magical, it really made me feel Christmassy. I love the back of this. They've done it all sparkly, and all of the different people that have left little things about the books. You've got Simply Wonderful, it's the Christmas book of the year from The Sun, and look, you can see all the sparkles. I love it. This was a brilliant story. It was a great story, one that I'm going to keep and read to Matilda when she's older, one that I think if you've got children aged sort of 9 to 13, 9 to 14, I really think that they would enjoy this, either being read together or to read to themselves. It's a really good story. It's got some really positive messages. It's it's just really good. It's really good. So I give this one 4 stars, and it's a definite read around Christmas time. So what am I going to do with myself now? Well, as you know, we're going away, so there's that. But I have about 4 days before we go away, and I still have a few Christmassy books on my shelf. So I'm going to quickly show you those, just so that you know what I'll be reading, and I will do a wrap up hopefully by the end of the week to tell you which ones I've managed to read. So only if I get time. This week I want to read What Light by J. Asher, which is a YA book, which is about a girl who lives on a Christmas tree farm. One of you told me that I should try reading this, so I picked it up, and it's A Christmas Memory by Truman Capote, so I'm going to try that. And then I've also got Dash and Lily's Book of Dares, which I haven't read, and I also have the sequel to that, so if I can get to that on my Kindle, then I will try that as well. I also have Matt Haig's new book, which is called The Girl Who Saved Christmas, and that is due to arrive here tomorrow, so I'll definitely be reading that at some point. So thank you for joining me on this journey, my 12 days, my 12 bookish Advent days, and I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and I've really enjoyed doing this. I'm definitely going to look at doing it next year, and that's it from me. Bye for now, BookTube.